Trans and women's sports. The question is, should they be allowed? With the world changing so drastically in the past 5 years due to COVID and the world completely shutting down, so many different arguments that no one would have thought of have come to pass. And the one we're going to talk about today is transgender men in women's sports. The first three topics we're going to talk about that I think are the most important is the physiological, social emotional, and political. Now let's get into it. So the physiologically side of it is that men are stronger than women. They have, due to their testosterone hormones, they have more muscle mass, bone density, and a bigger heart size. And then during puberty, like that testosterone hormone also increases their speed, strength, and power, like towards the end. But women, all they have is flexibility, endurance, and emotional regulation. Now, if you want to compare the fastest man and the fastest woman in the world, Usain Bolt with a time of 9.8 seconds 100-meter dash, and Florence Griffin with a time of 10.49 seconds in the 100-meter dash. That's a big difference. So let's say that Usain Bolt decided to be a woman all of a sudden. He would be a lot faster than the number one. So then she would therefore be number two. And that's a big gap, especially in like racing and all that. But there's a lot of people saying that, and I know that if I was a woman in like sports and there was a man sharing a locker room with me, watching me change, I would feel so uncomfortable. And just being a woman, like girl athlete in high school, that is really uncomfortable. Like that's just a bad thought. But we're gonna go towards what other people think, and that it is a positive step towards inclusivity and offers benefits like increased self-esteem and reduced feelings of isolation from others. I don't think Leah Thomas feels very included in this picture right here when she won national champion from her teammates. Speaking of Leah Thomas, but from a young age, we are always taught to, like even from preschool, to be the best, to do our best, to win, and not to be first, to be on top, to be better than the rest. So of course, for Leah Thomas, she's gonna wanna be the best. But she did not change until her junior year of college, and started her hormone regulation therapy in 2019 because she could not be the top 300 for men's swimming. So she decided to go to women's swimming, and she also then became national champion in 2022, only 3 years after her hormone replacement. And she had to go against Riley Gaines, and they tied to the 100th of a second in the 200-meter dash. But the NCAA decided to award Leah Thomas the title because of her situation, because there's no ties in swimming in the NCAA. And Riley went home empty-handed. She's holding the 6th place trophy in this. And then, like I said, Leah Thomas then went on the next year to be national champion, and Riley's isn't even in this photo because she didn't qualify because of that decision the NCAA made because of Leah's situation. Now, let's go to breaking news featuring Donald Trump. On February 5th, 2025, he signed an order to keep men out of women's sports. And he did this to defend women from gender ideology, extremism, and because it was an unfair advantage to women and it was dangerous. There have been cases of broken noses, broken bones, and major concussions because men entered women's sports. And he also wanted to restore biological truth to women in sports. But there's, of course, going to be protests against it, and people saying that we're human just like you. And they have a feeling that they're being left out and treated unfairly and treated different. But the women who are in sports are also being treated unfairly and treated different because of those men being allowed in there, because of the testosterone difference that they go through during puberty that they have no control over. They're physically stronger, physically faster, have a bigger heart size, like biologically bigger. That seems just very unfair. And to wrap it up, we just went over the physiological, social emotional, and political sides of transgender athletes being in women's sports. And I just want to wrap this up by asking you guys one question. If you guys had a mother, a sister, or a daughter in a sport, and a gender male that changed in his 20s decided to join and hurt your woman or girl that you were there to support, like that would be traumatizing to anybody. Like, it's just unfair. So I end. Thank you.